Welcome back to the Kosi Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is the latest Arsenal news and transfer news as well. Deadline day, the striker edition. We are talking Victor Osimhen. His price has been cut up to 65 million euros. He's not keen on going to Saudi Arabia. He's not keen to join Chelsea. Should Arsenal place a bid? 65 million euros for Victor Osimhen is the cheapest a striker can go, a striker of his caliber. We are also talking Evan Ferguson, as Brighton have made it very clear they're willing to sell. I told you a couple of days ago that Brighton signing Ruta and having Joao Pedro, there is no way they're going to keep Evan Ferguson. Man City and Arsenal have been put on high alert for Evan Ferguson, and Eddie Nketiah is very close to joining Crystal Palace as well. Hit the like button. This video is brought to you by KiwiBet Uganda, a new gaming and betting platform. I'm an official ambassador for KiwiBet, and you can bet with them and win some money. The Premier League is their best, is their best market this season. You're going to win a lot of money on boosted odds for the Premier League. Make sure you check them out. You can also play other games as well if you're interested in slot games, if you're interested in Aviator, and on your registration you're going to get 10 flights for free. You're also going to get 1,000 points that you can win. You can bet and win real money. Now let's start off with Eddie Nketiah. The situation on Eddie Nketiah has finally been decided, and he's going to go to Crystal Palace. He doesn't go to Nottingham Forest. First wanted him. They agreed a deal with Arsenal for around 30 million euros, but the player said, I don't want to go to Forest. I want to wait for another project. And this is what is happening. Crystal Palace have submitted an official bid to Arsenal, as revealed earlier by Fabrizio, and the agreement between Crystal Palace and Eddie Nketiah is already done on personal terms. Contract in place, salary agreed, final details being sorted to prepare all documents. Club to club agreement also getting very, very close. So Eddie Nketiah, as revealed yesterday by David Onstein, he was expected to leave Arsenal, whether he goes to Al Ahly, whether he goes to Saudi Arabia, whether he goes to China, USA, Nottingham Forest, Marseille. He was expected to leave the club before deadline day. And I had this feeling that the reason as to why he turned down Nottingham Forest was because I think he didn't trust their project. You can't trust the project there. But also, there was a much better offer on the table. Crystal Palace obviously are a much better team in terms of the Premier League, Premier League security, but also in terms of the project they have there. The likes of Eberechi Eze, Adam Wharton in that team. They've just brought in Ismail Sarr. I think that's a very good signing in my opinion. Did they bring back Wilfred Zaha? Did they get that deal done? I'm not really sure, but if they have Zaha as well, I think Mateta is quite interesting under Oliver Glasner. And for me, they're quite a decent Premier League side. They're a team that, you know, if you sign for them, one, you're going to compete with the strikers, at the England spot. Just to put that into perspective, Crystal Palace had 4 players in the England squad at the Euros: Wharton, Henderson, Eberechi Eze, and had 4 players, and McGahey as well. So that already tells you that this is a decent Premier League side. So he's going to go to Crystal Palace. Club to club agreement is very close, as Crystal Palace have decided to match the offer that was done by Nottingham Forest. £25 million plus £5 million in add-ons. Credit to Edu, credit to Mikel Arteta, but also credit to Oliver Glasner. He has been very crucial and very key to making the deal happen. Now, with Eddie Nketiah out of the door, the excitement in me and, of course, in the Arsenal fan base was Arsenal are now going to move to sign a striker. However, it looks like we are not on the same page as the Arsenal hierarchy. The Arsenal hierarchy think Arsenal have very good strikers in Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus. We were told in July that Arsenal look at Gabriel Jesus as one of the top 5 forwards in the whole world. That is the most wrong decision or statement I've ever had coming from Arsenal. That that Gabriel Jesus is top 5 strikers in the world. That is like, I don't think I've ever had a weirder statement than that. So Mikel Arteta again reiterated last weekend, and he said, we would love to get a striker, but at the moment we trust the players we have, and we think we have the best quality to win the Premier League. I want to say this again. I think this is like the third time I'm saying this. If Arsenal don't sign a striker this summer, we are option number 2 to win the league. And if Liverpool keep up the momentum, if Liverpool keep up the good form, again, with Ancelotti, I want to give him time. I want to see what he is all about. Is he this kind of manager that comes in, wins his first 3 games or 5 games, and then he crumbles, and then the team, goes downhill? Is he the kind of manager that can navigate all situations? Easy games, difficult games, bad days, good days, and all that? So we have not seen his team on a bad day. We are waiting for all that. But if Liverpool keep up the momentum, and Man City, they already look good, and Arsenal don't sign a striker, and we keep Kai Havertz with Gabriel Jesus' injury problems, we are option number 3 to win the Premier League, and I guarantee you we will not win it. Now, we have some exciting names on the table as deadline day closes in. I remember saying 2 months ago that Victor Gyökeres and Victor Osimhen are going to be players that clubs try to sign at the end of the summer, because that is when Napoli will be desperate to reduce the asking price, but also that is when Sporting Lisbon will realize that no one is going to give you £75 million for a guy that is a one-season wonder so far. So there's not enough evidence for us to go, let's sign a player like Gyökeres for £75 million or €100 million. There was not enough evidence. And it has happened. Victor Osimhen has... The price cut is incredible. From 135 million euros to 65 million euros, it is really incredible. Like, it's really incredible. And Napoli have already agreed a deal with Al Ahly to sign Victor Osimhen. The player doesn't want to go there, and is also unsure about Chelsea, according to Fabrice Hopkins. And this leaves Arsenal as one of the teams that could actually go and do this deal. Now, it is not an easy deal, obviously. I don't think Arsenal are going to agree the same deal as, Al Hilal or Al Ahly or whoever is paying 65 million euros. But can you imagine Arsenal getting Osimhen? For me, Osimhen would be a title decider. He would be he would make us title favorites, no question about that. And I think Arsenal are not going to get a better striker than Osimhen at 65 million euros. Not this summer, not next summer. Gyökeres is definitely going to cost more. If we think about Šeško next season, he's going to cost more, especially if he has a good season. He will cost more. I don't think you're going to get a decent striker at 65 million euros. It's not going to happen. We have made this mistake once with Alexander Isak, where we thought Isak at 65 million euros, this is a lot of money, we are not willing to dive in. And then Isak has gone to Newcastle, he's performed miracles, he's done wonders, and then all of a sudden Arsenal like, we want to sign him. And Newcastle like, okay, give us 200 million, and we don't have that money. So, in a market where we have been working on rare opportunities, in a market where Arsenal have been trying to, ditch out, market opportunities, this is a market opportunity. This is the chance for us to go and get Osimhen. This is the chance for us to go and get a striker like this. I remember Haaland going to Manchester City for around 65 million pounds. Obviously, the deal was a little bit bigger, wages included, and it was amortized for around 4 or 5 years. But I remember saying that for them to get him at that ridiculous price, for them to get him at less than 100 million, right? When the likes of Grealish have cost Manchester City 100 million, that was a steal. So Osimhen would be our steal. And I don't know whether Arsenal are really open to these situations. I don't know whether we are alert and open to reacting to these situations, but we should be. 65 million euros for a guy that has proven he can score goals everywhere in Europe. France, German, Italy, he's been to Belgium and he's scored goals, and is the most expensive African striker that we have seen. in the Italian Serie A for around $90 million. For me, you've got to go and sign Osimhen. We've got to go and get Osimhen. This is incredible. This price is incredible. Mikel Arteta might be thinking, I want us to cover up the mess we have made, right? Maybe we want to cover up the mess we have made with Kai Havertz. I don't think it really matters right now. What really matters right now is, can we get a striker that guarantees us goals in difficult games, goals in difficult situations? And that is Osimhen. Can we get a guy that can score 2 goals from 2 open play chances? And we are sure. I don't think there is a team out there that thinks that Kai Havertz is going to score. He will score goals, but I don't think teams really prepare for Kai Havertz the way you prepare for Osimhen, the way you fear Osimhen, the way you get concerned when the opposition is playing with Victor Osimhen. So for me, 65, I thought that should change our mind. If you add that to Edin Nketiah leaving, and you also add that to Gabriel Jesus picking up that weird injury, groin injury, I think there is enough evidence on the table for us to say, guys, listen to us. This is a market opportunity coming at the right time. It's as simple as that. But let me know your thoughts in the comment box below. Osimhen, what would you do? Now, another big advantage Arsenal have on the striker wing is Ivan Ferguson. So Brighton have decided to sell Ivan Ferguson, and should offers come in, they will be willing to let him go. And I'm also going to stretch this and say, I think Ivan Ferguson can leave Brighton even on loan this summer. And the reason for that is this. After signing Ruta from Leeds and also signing João Pedro last summer, Pedro came in as a complement to Ivan Ferguson. So there are 2 players that were leading the line, Ferguson and João Pedro. And remember as well, they have Danny Welbeck. I don't know how it works, but Danny Welbeck is trusted by every manager that comes in at Brighton. He was trusted by Graham Potter. He was trusted by Roberto Di Zerbi, and now he's trusted by Fabian Hasler. Why? That would be on a different channel, and I would happily do a video about him, because he's really changed his game in recent years. But Ivan Ferguson would tick all the boxes of what Arsenal want in a young striker, or a striker this summer. So what did we want in the first place? Why were we looking for a striker, and what we're looking for? We're looking for a striker that would come in to replace Edin Nketiah in the squad. We were looking for a striker that would come in and complement Kai Havertz, could play on the same pitch with Kai Havertz, or even just come from the bench and change the game. We were looking for a striker that was different from Kai Havertz. We're looking for a striker that was young in age profile, and most importantly, we were looking for a striker that was not going to cost hundreds of millions of pounds or euros. Ivan Ferguson just ticks all the boxes. He's not going to cost you above £60 million. I mean, £60 million might be an over-exaggeration. I think €50 million, you can get this boy, and he is a real consolidated talent for me. I don't have a problem with him. I've never, ever thought, I don't trust him. I think he's a good player. I think he's a very wonderful prospect. So for him to be available right now, Ivan Ferguson would be a step up on Edin Nketiah. There's no question about that. His center forward play is better. He's more energetic. He's a bully, better physically, better in the air, and is a more clinical finisher as compared to Edin Nketiah. And what Arsenal will have done, if we don't want to invest €65 million on an older player like Osimhen, what we will have done is sign a player in Ivan Ferguson that would work for us in the next 5 years. That would make a lot of sense. So Brighton are selling, and those 2 points should change Arsenal's trajectory on the striker market. Honestly, I don't think Ivan Ferguson makes us title favorites. And so did I think of Benjamin Sesko. So I think Sesko and Ferguson fulfill the same thing. They're not making you title favorites. They're just market opportunities that you sign and wait for them to become much better in the next maybe, 3 years, maybe 2 years, possibly. But Osimhen, for 65 million. That is a deal you've got to do. That is a deal you've got to, like, there is no way Arsenal will ever forgive themselves, and I will never forgive that technical team if we don't win the league because we failed to add a 65 million euros, Victor Osimhen. There is no way I'm recovering from that. Anyway, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment box below. We'll be talking about the winger situation as well, because I've done a video about wingers, but we'll be talking about the winger situation in depth because that's where Arsenal want to invest their money, right? And Mikel Arteta still needs more players, so we'll talk about that. I'll see you right in the next one.